Many times in life, God doesn't make sense. He just doesn't. And we question and we begin to wonder, but what is it like when it seems like God is late? We've all had to wait on somebody who's late. Sometimes we might be the one that everyone's waiting on. We wait on water to boil, we wait in traffic, we wait in an airport. Our life is a waiting game sometimes. And so sometimes we find ourselves just waiting and wondering what's going to happen. And we looked at a story this week of just a moment when God really doesn't make sense in the way that He works. We looked at the story of Lazarus and Mary and Martha as they're watching their brother die, and as they call out to Jesus and have Him come to help heal their brother, Jesus doesn't show up right away. They feel like He's just late. He's running behind. And they keep reassuring each other that He's coming, but He just feels like He's late. And we looked at sometimes, our down times, our off seasons, are never wasted. Those times that we're waiting, God's still working for us. We looked at times of our lives where, as we go through different trials, just because there's a delay doesn't mean there's a denial. Sometimes we think just because we didn't receive immediate answer to our prayers that He didn't answer our prayers at all. And so what we learned is no matter what situation we go through, no matter what circumstance we're in, God can still be glorified. And what God does is something pretty spectacular. And a lot of times in life when we lose something, it comes pretty heavy. A heavy cost. But what we're reassured with Scripture is that a lot of times what we expected, God will often exceed that if we allow Him to. See, a lot of times we expect just something very minimal, and we're okay with that. But God says, I've got something even more in store for you. So we're challenged to be seeking out the extraordinary that God can do in our lives.